Hey, hey roomies, I didn't expect you to be here this early, so, woo! You know, I was just going down memory lane. I wanted to bring out Fox and Mario and some of my other action figures and toys and, you know, just reminisce on what it was like to be imaginative as a kid and have my favorite characters battle it out like Dragon Ball Z. You know, and that got me thinking. Super Smash Bros. Is the one series that allows me to bring my fantasies to life in a video game. And that's why the topic of today's episode of Road to Smash is about how Super Smash Bros. Has influenced my career as a filmmaker.
Road to Smash!
Life was interesting for me as a kid because I had a lot of siblings, but I was the only one in the house that was really playing video games, like hardcore. Most of my siblings were out of the house, and there weren't really any kids in the neighborhood that were my age that were into the things that I was. And my parents didn't really play video games that much, so that really just kind of left me to my own devices. A lot of my life as a young child was just me and my imagination. A lot of things influenced me in my childhood. Anime like Dragon Ball Z, and obviously Nintendo and video games. Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, there wasn't a lot of like Nintendo toys or action figures, so a lot of the action figures I played with were actually Dragon Ball Z or other anime. There wasn't really a way for me to hash out battles with Fox and Mario using toys, because there really weren't any. We cut a few years into my video game life, where I was visiting my cousin once, and I saw a Nintendo 64 cartridge on his shelf that had Mario and Pikachu on it. And I said, hey, what's that? That's Mario and Pikachu. I want to play that game. And for those of you who don't already know, it was Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64. That game blew my mind. It was Mario and it was Pikachu, and Pikachu was all like Thunderbolt, and Mario was all like Fireball, and they were all like pow, kapow, kablam! It was just like Dragon Ball Z. They were hashing it out, characters were flying really far, they could jump really high, they were super strong. It was everything my childhood boy mind needed. I got really into that game. It was so exciting to me. My fantasies were coming to life. The things that I wanted to do with the action figures I didn't have were now possible. As a big Nintendo fanboy, I don't even know how I didn't know this game existed, but I loved it. I probably made my cousin crazy for how often I wanted to play that game, because I didn't have it. Naturally, shortly after that, I had the game. So I loved that game. You know, I'd play the single player mode and just, you know, go through all the battles. I really loved it. And you're probably thinking, well, how could you enjoy a game like Super Smash Bros., which is so multiplayer focused when you're by yourself? Enter Super Smash Bros. Melee. A few years after I got Super Smash Bros. 64, I found out that there was a sequel, Super Smash Bros. Melee, on Nintendo GameCube. That's the day I think my dad realized I had a problem. Because I spent so much of that day begging on my hands and knees. I'm like, Dad, I really need this game. Go get me Super Smash Bros. Melee. I really want to play it. And it was just badgering over and over all day long. And I finally drew him crazy enough that he went to our local used video game shop and came home with Super Smash Bros. Melee to only get angry at me afterwards for the fact that the game was rated T for teen. I assured him, hey, this is a Nintendo game. There's Mario on the box. There ain't gonna be no blood. Nothing crazy's gonna happen. No swear words. Not in my show. And I was right. You know, it was just mild cartoon violence. Just people beating each other up. Because that's safe for kids. When I popped the game in, I just started, you know, playing around with the event matches. It's funny because event matches in Super Smash Bros. Are pretty much exactly like how I'd play with my action figures. It's just random made-up scenarios with these characters and how they could interact and why they might be fighting. It was everything that my childhood brain needed. So of course, there's only, I think, 51 event matches in Melee, and I think I beat every single one that very first day. It happened. I beat every single one in the one day. It was super awesome. And then, you know, I played adventure mode. That was super cool. But what else was there for me? After that, you know, I'm out of single player content. There's classic mode and all-star mode, but there's got to be more. And there was. Let me tell you exactly what a typical day of little old me playing Super Smash Bros. Melee was. The game never left my GameCube. It was always in there, and I played it at least once every day. So, as soon as I started Melee, the very first thing that would happen is I'd select Mario, make one CPU Bowser at level 9, and I'd fight Bowser as Mario for just one match. Every time. That's always how I started, and usually how I ended. A lot of you know that you can pause the screen in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and you could turn the camera around and get some cool angles, and there was a photo mode in there. Well, I took that a step further. This is what I would do in Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I'm not making this up at all. I would pick two characters, invent some kind of story in my mind, initiate a match on a stage that was fitting of whatever scenario I'd come up with, and then as soon as the match would start, I'd hit pause. And then I'd hit L to focus on, or L or R, whatever button it was, to focus on my character, and then I would pose them and change the camera angle, and then I would start voicing the character. So imagine I'm doing that with Super Smash Bros. Melee right now. Say I'm gonna pick Mario and my opponent will be Bowser, because yeah, I'm a kid, I'm not that creative. Oh no, Bowser's here to pick up the princess again! I'm going to defeat him! No, you're not gonna defeat me, Mario, because I'm so much stronger than you! Oh my gosh, no you're not! I'm going to beat your butt! And like every line, I would unpause the game, slightly move, pause again, and then say something else as the character. So it'd be like, I'm gonna defeat you, Bowser! Unpause. There's no way you're gonna win! Unpause. I'm so much stronger than you! Unpause. And it would happen like that, just back and forth between both characters. And then I'd have a fight, the fight would have a resolution, and you know, the match would end, I'd see the results screen, and then I'd go back into the fight again, just so I could continue pausing the screen and have a resolution conversation. You're never going to steal the princess from me, Bowser. Never again, okie dokie. And Bowser's like, curse you, Mario! This got so crazy that there was even a point in Super Smash Bros. Melee, like, when Brawl was coming out, that I had a story arc where characters were transitioning from Melee to Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I think, like, I had a tournament to decide who would, like, go over first, and it came down to Mario and Link, and there was this fierce rivalry between the two, and it kind of became like a Naruto versus Sasuke thing, where Sasuke was Link, and he was getting so upset at Mario for becoming so much stronger than him, and Mario's like, no, we can't fight, don't make it like this. Well, Mario won, he went off to Brawl, and that's how the Melee story arc ended in my mind. So around this time, I got into YouTube and the internet, and, you know, I was watching Flash animations and all that junk, but then I came across a series called Smashtasm by Shippage, which is a Melee Machinima. Basically, you know, Smashtasm is this online version of Melee, and there was this guy playing as Mario, and his name was Super 64, and there was hackers, and he had to stop the hackers, and I was like, oh man, it's like all my stories I made up, but people are making videos out of it. You might see where this is going. If you dig down into the very, very deep depths of this channel, you will find videos by a user called Marutaki. Marutaki was a name that my friend Alvin came up with, and it just kind of stuck. So we started making our own machinima. We were part of an online clan that played Brawl called the Dark Angels, and we're like, oh, let's make the Dark Angel Chronicles. I'll make you a character, and you can be a character, and our leader will be a character, and I'll be the main character, obviously, because... Well, you know, we never really got past a trailer and an intro theme, and I started working on an outro theme because, of course, you know, it had to be, like, anime, so it's like one of the Naruto Shippuden openings I made a video to, and that was the intro to our show because I'm so original. And this persisted for a couple of years, and, you know, we made Machinima in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, we made Machinima in, you know, Monster Hunter Tri, and, just so you have an idea of what it was like, take a look.
This pistol kept you waiting, huh?
It's not clinically proven to work, and it's nothing that's safe for you to digest.
You may have my power, but I can still end this here and now!
Hunting a great Jaggy is a little below the legendary Artea, but the pay is good enough. This thing won't know what hit it.
He fits Artea's description. Poor guy won't know what hit him. Perfect. I like it.
I think it's crooked.
I'm not saying I'm proud, okay? And we did this for a while, and, you know, we were in middle school and high school when we were doing this, so we didn't have a lot of time, it was creatively taxing, and you can only do so much in a video game. You can only make so many things possible in video games. And that's when I realized I can't do it anymore. I have to go further. We had to do live action video. I was creatively, like, limited, and I needed to burst out of that box and make other things possible. So for another couple of years, we started doing live action video, and you know, it was cheesy and corny, and it really wasn't that great, but we made a couple videos that I felt really proud of at the time. It was something I didn't realize I could do before. And all of this stems from just making up stuff in Melee. You know, having adventures, telling myself stories. All of it goes back to Smash Brothers. So after a couple years of making machinima and doing live action video, I realized I wanted to go to college to become a filmmaker, to work on videos. I had been making videos for years by this point, just sitting at my desk and figuring it out by myself. I had no formal teaching. So I had to take it further. I had to get some instruction, learn some things from real pros. So that's what I did. I went to college for video. And right out of college, I ended up working at a television station. And now I make commercials for a living. That's my job now. Super Smash Bros. Allowed me to have this creative outlet. It allowed me to take my imagination and take things that stupid stories I made up in my room and make them a reality. A lot of those machinima we made are like really dumb and not that great, but without them I wouldn't be here. So, thank you Super Smash Bros. Thank you so much for being my ticket into this industry. It's weird. You know, I wanted to be a video game developer, and then I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I've been on YouTube for almost 10 years now. So thank you, Super Smash Bros. Thank you so much for being the inspiration I needed to get into this field. And hopefully Nintendo and Super Smash Bros., maybe one day we can work together. You know, it'd be great to give back to a series that has given me so much. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope the story was at least interesting and some cool insight into just, you know, where I've come from. If you liked the video, please leave us a like. It really helps. And if you're not a roomie yet, become one. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to find out when the next episode of Road to Smash comes out. And talk to me in the comments about how Super Smash Bros. Has influenced you. It's influenced people to become professionals. It's influenced people to become video game journalists. Let me know. I want to know these things. Tell me. Once again, Smash, you know, thank you. Thanks for inspiring me.